Hello and welcome. Today we're getting to know a houseplant that has, well, pretty much taken over the design world. It's the Norfolk Island pine, or as it's affectionately known in Thailand, sunchat. And as you're about to see, this is way more than just another plant in a corner. It can totally transform a room. And that really gets to the heart of it, doesn't it? This quote from a homeowner just says it all. People absolutely fall in love with this plant because it's not just about looking good. It's a little source of calm, a little piece of nature that helps you reset. So what exactly is this plant that has such a huge impact? All right, let's get properly introduced to this green celebrity. Okay, first things first. We all call it a pine, but here's a fun fact. It's not actually a true pine at all. Its scientific name is Araucaria heterophylla, and it comes from a tiny place called Norfolk Island, which is a little subtropical spot out in the Pacific. And that little detail, its tropical home, is probably the biggest clue you need to keep it happy. I mean, just look at it. The most stunning thing is that perfectly symmetrical pyramid shape. The branches grow in these gorgeous, distinct layers. It's almost like a little piece of architecture. And get this, the leaves are actually soft and scale-like, not all prickly like you might expect. Now, in the wild, these things can become absolute giants. But don't worry, indoors they stay a much more civilized size. So, we know what it is. Now let's get into the why. Why has this specific plant become such a must-have for just about every modern home? You see this idea all over social media, and honestly, it's not really an exaggeration. People genuinely feel that bringing a sunchat into their space makes it feel so much more alive and welcoming. It's a true statement piece. So what's the secret sauce here? Well, for one, the look. It has this effortlessly chic, modern vibe that's just perfect for minimalist decor. And of course, it makes for a fantastic and reusable Christmas tree. But it's not just about looks. It's also a little wellness booster, you know? It helps purify the air and gives you that soothing green presence that just helps us all unwind. Okay, so if you're thinking, I need one of these in my life, then you gotta know how to keep it happy. Let's dive into the absolute essentials for healthy growth. It all starts from the ground up. Literally, with the soil. The one thing a sunchat absolutely hates is having wet feet, meaning its roots can't be sitting in soggy, waterlogged soil. So drainage is the name of the game. The perfect recipe is super simple. Basically equal parts of your standard potting soil, some peat moss, and sand. That mix holds on to just enough moisture without ever getting swampy. Okay, next up, its environment. There are pretty much 3 golden rules here. Number 1 is light. It needs a lot of bright light, but, and this is important, it has to be indirect. Direct sun will scorch it. Second, water. The key is consistency. Just stick your finger in the soil. If the top inch feels dry, it's time to water. And third, climate. Remember where it's from? It loves high humidity. About 50% is perfect. And it actually prefers cooler indoor temperatures. This slide right here is your perfect cheat sheet. On the left, everything it loves. That consistent care, lots of humidity, and giving it a little quarter turn every week so it doesn't start leaning towards the light. And on the right, its mortal enemies. Sudden drafts from a vent or an open window, being moved around all the time, and, this is the big one, letting it dry out completely. One bad dry spell can make it drop a whole layer of branches and they will not grow back. But hey, even with the best care in the world, sometimes things go a little sideways. The good news is your plant will absolutely tell you what's wrong, as long as you know how to read the signs. Okay, think of this slide as your handy diagnostic chart. Let's play plant detective. If you see branches that are weak and yellowing, you're probably overwatering it. But if the leaves are turning yellow, but the branches still feel firm, that's a classic sign of underwatering. See the difference? Now, what if the bottom branches are the ones turning brown and dropping? That's your plant screaming for more light. And finally, if needles are just falling off without changing color, the culprit is almost always low humidity or a sneaky draft. All right, we're heading into our final section, and this one is a big one. If you're even thinking about planting your sunchat outside, there is one critical warning you absolutely have to hear. So you've mastered the indoor care, it's thriving, and now you're dreaming of this big, beautiful tree out in your yard. What else is there to know? What could possibly go wrong? This is it. This is the single most important piece of advice you will get from any experienced gardener. Do not, I repeat, do not plant it right up against a fence or your property line. Here's why that's so important. That cute little tree you bring home, it's going to grow. And it doesn't just grow up, it grows out. Those beautiful layered branches are going to spread wide enough to easily cross into your neighbor's yard, which can cause all sorts of problems down the line. And trust me, once a tree gets that big and established, trying to move it is a massive, if not impossible job. You have to think about its future size from day one. So there you have it. From its elegant shape and calming vibe to its very specific needs and its incredible future potential, the sunshot is a really rewarding plant. Yeah, it asks for a little bit of attention, but what it gives back in pure beauty and atmosphere is just immeasurable. So, the only question left is, are you ready to welcome one into your home?